Okay, let's unpack this. You know that feeling. You're trying to speak English. You know what you want to say.
Right.
You open your mouth. Maybe a word or two comes out, and then just bam, nothing.
Yeah, like your brain just slams on the brakes.
Totally. And you're just standing there searching for the next word, the right phrase. Awkward silence.
Oh, I know it well. And then the inner monologue starts, right?
Oh, yes. Oh no, that sounded stupid. Or they probably think I don't know any English at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who's learned a language gets it.
It's such a common sticking point, that gap between understanding and, well, actually speaking confidently.
Right. It feels like this huge wall, even if you actually know quite a bit.
Exactly.
Mm.
And that's what we're really digging into today. We looked at this great conversation between two learners, Emma and Jack.
Yeah, and they're focused specifically on these practical ways to sort of smash through those moments when your English just stops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So think of this as like the highlight reel, getting the actionable advice, the shortcuts maybe, to get past those blocks.
Exactly. So, our mission for you listening is to give you some techniques you can use, like straight away, to speak English more smoothly and, maybe more importantly, feel a bit better about it.
Precisely. We're not aiming for instant perfection here. That's not realistic. It's about finding strategies to just keep the conversation moving.
Okay, so Emma, in this dialogue, she starts by describing exactly that scenario we just talked about, the freezing, the mind going blank, those pauses that feel like an eternity.
And Jack totally gets it. He says, you know, I used to be just like that.
And what I found interesting is how quickly he points to a big reason why. This need to get everything absolutely perfect before you even say it.
Yes, the classic perfectionism trap. Emma admits she always wanted that perfect sentence, perfect grammar, perfect words.
And Jack's like, yep, been there. But the kicker is, wanting to be perfect actually makes you less fluent, doesn't it? It seems backwards.
It really does. But think about it. If you're constantly checking every single word, every grammatical structure in your head before you speak,
You're just going to pause more, right? Jack says exactly that. If you're always thinking about being perfect, you pause more.
it's like cognitive overload.
Mm.
You're trying to run a complex editing process in real time while also trying to generate language. Your brain just can't keep up smoothly.
It grinds to a halt, like trying to, I don't know, build a car while you're driving it.
Huh. That's a good way to put it. So what was Jack's breakthrough? How did he get past that?
Well, he says he started focusing on just speaking, just expressing my ideas, which sounds simple, maybe too simple.
But it's a fundamental shift, isn't it? Moving the goalpost from perfect sentence construction to simply getting my message across.
Yeah, it's about the communication itself, not the linguistic flawlessness in that exact moment.
Exactly. And that ties right into this idea of embracing a bit of imperfection for the sake of flow.
Right. Jack makes this really important point. Speaking fluently doesn't mean speaking perfectly.
Say that again, it's so key.
It means speaking smoothly without stopping all the time. Fluency is about the rhythm, the momentum, not zero errors.
Mm-hmm. It's about keeping that conversational ball rolling.
And he gives a great example, like if he's unsure, should it be he goes or he goes?
Yeah. What does he do?
He just says one. He picks one and keeps talking. He doesn't let that tiny point of grammar stop the whole sentence.
That takes a bit of courage, maybe, but it works. Because you maintain the flow, the other person probably still understands. Right?
Exactly. And you avoid that dreaded freeze up. Over time, you hope the grammar sorts itself out with more practice anyway.
Right. You develop that intuition. But in the moment, momentum is often more valuable than perfect accuracy.
Okay, but what about the really common problem? Forgetting a specific word, Emma asks that. What if I forget a word? That's panic stations for a lot of learners.
Oh, absolutely. The mind goes blank. You know the concept, but the label is just gone.
And Jack's advice here is brilliant. He talks about circumlocution, basically talking around the word.
Yes, such a vital skill. Instead of hitting a dead end, you find another path. Use the words you do have.
His examples are so clear. If you forget microwave, you say.
The machine that heats food.
Right. Or garage
The
become.
place where I park my car. Simple descriptions.
It forces you to be a bit creative with the language you've got.
And it keeps you talking. That's the main thing. Jack really hammers this point. Describe it. Use your hands. Make sounds. Use examples. Keep talking.
It's like verbal charades sometimes.
Kind of. Whatever it takes to convey the meaning without stopping. So Emma asks, the goal is not to stop.
And Jack's like, exactly. Keep going. Keep the flow.
And he makes another really good point, too. He reminds her that even native speakers forget words sometimes.
Yeah, that's comforting, isn't it?
Totally. But they don't just freeze. They'll, explain it another way or laugh about it or just grab a different word. It normalizes it, takes the pressure off.
Okay, so we're shifting our mindset. Focus on flow, not perfection. Be okay with mistakes. Talk around tricky words. But how do you actually get better at doing that?
Good question. Jack gives Emma some concrete practice techniques. The first one is called shadowing.
Shadowing. Okay, what's that?
Well, you listen to a native speaker, maybe a podcast, a video, audiobook, whatever.
Okay.
And you repeat what they say, either right along with them or like just a split second behind.
So you're mimicking them.
Exactly. You're copying the words, sure, but also the speed, the rhythm, the intonation, the music of it, really.
What's the benefit of doing that?
Jack says it does two things. One, it trains your mouth to move faster. Gets you used to the physical act of making English sounds quickly.
Okay, muscle memory for your mouth.
Yeah, and two, it helps your brain think in English. By repeating structures and phrases, you start to internalize them more automatically, bypassing that slow translation step.
Emma says it sounds fun, which is a bonus.
Definitely. Practice doesn't have to feel like homework.
All right, what's next? This one sounds almost too easy. Talking to yourself.
Ah, yes. The self-talk technique. Jack really recommends this. Every day, out loud.
Doing what?
Just describing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or feeling like, okay, I'm brushing my teeth now. I'm making coffee. Gosh, I feel tired today. Simple stuff.
Out loud. Does that feel weird?
Maybe at first. But the beauty is there's zero pressure. No one's listening. Emma even asks, even in the shower.
And Jack says,
Especially in the shower. No one's listening, so you don't feel shy. It's a safe space to just practice forming sentences, using vocabulary, getting comfortable hearing yourself speak English.
Okay, I can see that. Low stakes practice.
The very low stakes. Get you into the habit of thinking and verbalizing in English.
And then, obviously, the big one, talking to other people. Real conversations.
Yep. Jack stresses that. Even just 5 minutes. Find someone, anyone, to practice with.
But Emma raises that fear again, right? What if I pause too much and they get annoyed? That worry about being like a burden.
It's a really common anxiety. Feeling like you're slowing the other person down, making it awkward.
So what's Jack's take on that?
It's actually quite reassuring, I think. He basically says, look, most people don't care. They're patient.
Okay.
And if they are patient, they'll wait. And if they're not patient, well, maybe they're just not the right person to practice with anyway.
I like that reframing. It puts the onus on their patience, not just on your fluency level.
Exactly. Don't let the fear of someone else's potential impatience stop you from getting the practice you need.
Okay, so we have these tools, shadowing, self-talk, finding patient partners. But it feels like it all comes back to that mental game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Jack keeps circling back to it. Stop worrying so much, she says. Stop worrying. Start speaking.
Easier said than done sometimes. But then he uses this amazing analogy. He says, speak like water.
Oh, I loved that part. Tell us more.
He says, don't stop. Let your words flow. Even if the water isn't clean, keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Because when water moves, it gets better. And when your English moves, it gets better too.
Wow. That's such a powerful image. It captures that idea of continuous flow, accepting the imperfections, knowing that the very act of moving forward is what leads to improvement. Progress over perfection.
It really sticks with you, that metaphor. And Jack wraps up by asking Emma a crucial question. So, what's one thing you'll do differently after today?
Making it concrete. Turning insight into action. Smart.
And Emma's response is great. She says, I think I'll stop trying to be perfect. I'll just speak.
Right.
Even if I make mistakes. And I'll talk to myself more and maybe start shadowing.
Fantastic. She's really taken it on board, committing to specific changes.
And Jack's final piece of advice, it's simple but essential.
Let me guess. Keep practicing.
Basically, yeah. The only way to speak fluently is to speak a lot, every day. Consistent effort, that's the secret sauce.
No magic bullet, just putting in the time.
Yeah.
He also adds that nice reminder that pausing less comes with practice.
Yeah, and to keep going even when it feels hard. Emma ends on a hopeful note, like maybe next time we talk, I'll sound more fluent.
Which is the right attitude. Seeing it as a journey, recognizing that progress happens with consistent effort.
Okay, so let's try and distill this down for everyone listening.
Yes.
Key takeaways from Emma and Jack. Number 1, shift your focus. Aim for flow, for communication, not perfect grammar right out of the gate.
Right. Embrace the imperfections. They're part of learning. Don't let them stop you.
Number 2, when you get stuck on a word and don't freeze. Talk around it. Describe it. Use simpler words. Keep the conversation moving.
Be resourceful. Use the language you do have.
And number 3, build practical habits. Try shadowing, mimicking native speakers to get the rhythm and sounds. And definitely try talking to yourself out loud daily.
Low-pressure practice adds up, gets you comfortable forming sentences on the fly.
And remember that speak like water idea. Just keep it flowing.
Let it move. even if it's not perfectly clear at first. Movement leads to clarity.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. Think about how much headspace, how much mental energy you're currently spending on trying not to make mistakes when you speak English.
All that worry and self-correction energy.
What if you could redirect just some of that energy away from avoiding errors and towards simply getting your message across, connecting with the other person?
How might that change things? What new conversations or opportunities might open up if speaking felt less like a test and more like, well, like water flowing?
Something to think about. We really encourage you. Pick one thing from this discussion. Maybe it's trying self-talk. Maybe it's consciously deciding not to worry about small grammar mistakes in your next conversation. Maybe trying shadowing for 5 minutes.
Just pick one thing. Give it a try this week. See how it feels. Notice if it shifts your confidence even just a little bit. You might be surprised.